Oh shit! We're live. Welcome, YouTube world. Thank you for coming to the shit show.
Smash that like button.
Trudeau, what is he good for? That is the title of the great rally today.
Smoke it if you got it, folks.
Yeah. Smoke them if you got them.
But it better be Bubba Kush, because Bubba Kush puts the hair on the newts.
You know, that's the next thing I'm going to be getting. I'm going to be playing around with this fucking garbage.
Why are you playing in garbage, you fucking weirdo?
I know.
What do you go to the neighbors and garbage day and fucking spread out the garbage like some kind of weird bum?
If you like playing in garbage, garbage night here is Wednesdays.
Okay.
Thursdays here. Every second Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
I'll let you play with our garbage on Wednesday. You can take it from the back to the front.
I'll even tell you when I clean my litter box. You might like that.
But, I guess, shall we just get right into it?
Might as well.
Just set the stage for what we're about to. Oh, how will we start with this? We'll start with the IR.
IR. In real life, Yomi.
ISIS fighters from Canada are returning home after the group's defeat in Syria and Iraq. Now Canada's plan for managing them has received criticism from Canadian lawmakers and people across the country. Alex Mihailovich is following the story in Toronto tonight.
As of now, we know that about 60 plus ISIS terrorists have returned to Canada. Another 190 Canadians are someplace in the world, mostly Iraq and Syria, fighting with terrorist organizations, including ISIS. Now, if this was the UK, these people would be losing their citizenship, so they could not return to Canada. But this is not the UK. Here, they have the right to return, which is ludicrous on many counts, and a lot of Canadians agree with that statement. You can believe me. And what is the RCMP saying, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police? Well, they're saying that terrorist investigations are amongst the most difficult. So once these guys get back here, our police forces can't do much about it. The supposed problem is to get evidence to support charges in a Canadian court. And the RCMP goes on to say, I quote, while they may have engaged in terrorism abroad and broken the law, not all returnees continue to pose a threat. They may now be disillusioned with the cause. So I can leave this country, commit a crime someplace else, come back and walk the streets just like anybody else. If I happen in this country, it'd be different. This is what's happening. This is what happened with a lot of people that came from the Balkans War as well. These are some war criminals walking the streets of Canada, and nobody could press charges against them because there's this lack of evidence. Now, not everybody's on board with this frame of thought. The Conservatives here in Canada are saying that, you know what, welcoming these guys back with hugs is not the way to go. And what the RCMP actually does, it tries to flag them before they come into the country, because they take away their passports and then they have to get them at some diplomatic post. That way they know they're returning to the country. Then they might question them a second time over at the airport or wherever they land in, coming back into Canada. And then they might even go to their homes and have a little bit of dialogue with them, talk about lots of hugs. A lot of people in the law enforcement here are saying that, you know what, this is not enough, that we should be looking at other options. And I think both you and I know what other options mean. It's not necessarily going to be something above board, but maybe these terrorists have to look out for their backs. We never know. It wouldn't be the first time law enforcement took matter into their own hands, especially when the public is at risk, and especially when you have terrorists walking the streets of this country. I'm Alex Mihailovich for News with Ed Schultz.
Okay. Well,
Come on in and have some tea and biscuits.
There we go. So, what do you think about that? I think they should be taken out. I think their citizenship should be gone. If you've gone over there, you know what? Stay over there since you want to fight for them.
I say bring them back, charge them, bring them in court, and then put them up against the wall and shoot them. Then, then deport their family.
Well,
That's a little strong for Canada.
No, I don't care. They're lucky I'm not running this country, because the RCMP then wouldn't be such pussies. They would be real cops again.
I wouldn't make their family suffer if they haven't done anything wrong.
No, I don't care about their family. You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist. Your family knew you went over there. Your family probably gave you a hug and kisses and blessed you and said, go help Allah. Get them all out of here. In fact, I would make a law that there would be no Sharia law in Canada, period. No Sharia law. Then you would watch, I'd say about 75% of the people that they brought into this country begging to go back home.
Yeah.
But we have a coward government. We have coward cops. We have coward everything. All our cops and that do now is go after the Canadian people. They don't go after the ISIS fighters. They don't go after Islam preaching Sharia law and everything on the streets. They go after the Canadian people that speak up about it. It's sickening.
Hey, Albany. How's it going?
Jump up on the panel, you weirdo.
Yeah, come on up if you want.
Like I said, I love my country, but I do not respect my government. I do not respect any police forces in Canada. They're all a bunch of cowards, and that's because of our government, and I have no respect for them. Every cop that was saying that they would arrest Trudeau and their bosses and that said, no, you're not allowed. Why didn't you arrest that fucking piece of shit boss and anybody above them? They're all traitors.
It's 7 p.m. It's 10:14 here.
I guess they want Canada to look like France and everywhere else that Islam's been, in Germany and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Merkel finally admitted that this open borders stuff and that's not working. So why are they doing it here? And do we really have open borders? How many Americans can drive back and forth into Canada without being harassed? How many Canadians can drive over to America without being harassed? Now let's see how many Islam can do whatever the hell they want. They go over the border freely. In fact, our coward RCMPs will even open up the taxi door for them and grab their suitcases and bring them to another cab and let them come in. That's how much cowards they are. Are they scared of these people?
We have a question in the chat. Isn't Canada mostly Chinese now?
Little sections, just like in the States. You got your little sections of them. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
They're not out on the street wanting to kill us and praying all the time to kill the infidel.
Yeah.
They might not drive that good, but hey, that's too bad for them.
Okay. I guess we'll hit up some heated debate here between Justin Trudeau and Pierre into a heated debate about balancing the budget.
You know, I just wish that people in our police force, if they're in the room at all, would talk and even come on panel and explain themselves why they're so treasonous to the people of Canada. I wish they would come on panel, but again, like total typical cops, they're cowards.
10 seconds later, a bunch of RCMP and OPP and town clowns come jumping on. We're not cowards. We're hard-working men.
Yeah, we're protecting you. We're protecting you by bringing them here and giving them a life.
I want to thank everybody again for hitting me up to 504 subs. So everybody out there that subscribed, thank you very much.
I used to have respect for our police, but over the years of watching them doing from the G20 in Toronto, for me is when it all
I even
started.
saw just the weak shit, dude. I
To
saw
me-
some of the weak shit and it was bad. Like
Well-
you showed me some of that other stuff. I was like, wow, holy shit.
Well, I look at it this way: when at the G20 in Canada, when they're on the street singing "Oh Canada," and these fucking losers called cops jump people that are sitting on the ground, breaking arms and legs, and getting away with it because they have a murdering piece of shit cops that fucking don't care about human lives and that. It's disgusting.
Hey Kevin. Hey Gary.
Good evening, Kevin
How's
and
it
Gary.
going? Thanks for joining in. No. So
I just wish
But
our
that's all.
police force would act like police forces when it comes to terrorism in our country. When it comes to, I wish our courts weren't cowards. And when it comes to people fucking
Hey
kids,
Sanjay, how's it going?
that they would get real time and not this slap on the hand. But hey, that just tells me what my government thinks about people fucking kids and that they're right into it.
Dude, you gotta put Albany's comment up. I'll be right back. Like herpes, Tank Boy News. And I can't
Hold on a
make
second.
out that word. That just disappeared.
Valtrex?
Yeah, that's it. Veltrex. Game better be strong. Love you, Albany.
Hey Chi-Town Mike, how's it going? Thanks, Sanji. I've been kicking, you know. So just throwing the news out there, as we would say. If you're in here and you're just getting in here, please hit the like button so we can get it out on more platforms or share it in more.
Just shared it on my channel.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So should we jump into another video here?
How are you tonight, Ed? Thanks for coming by.
Hey Ed, what's going on? I have no time like the present.
How's it going, Chill? Chill Town Mike. How are you tonight, bud?
I think that stands for Chi-Town.
Oh, whatever. I read it the way I see it. I don't mean nothing by it.
The Prime Minister famously said, and I quote, "I no longer have dealings with the way our family fortune is managed." Good problem to have, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, because he's never had to balance a household budget, he thinks budgets balance themselves. He's not worried about costs because he makes others pay for his mistakes. The problem is that his never-ending deficits will sooner or later lead to higher taxes. Will he be honest with Canadians and tell them before the election how much taxes will go up and who will have to?
The Prime Minister. We know the members opposite don't understand anything about transparency and accountability, but I put my portfolio in a blind trust so that I can work on the responsibilities as a leader and indeed as the Prime Minister with impartiality. But it's interesting that they won't ask that same question in English that was just asked in French about giving to Quebec a single tax filing. I will always stand up to defend represent the interests of Quebecers and indeed all Canadians, but I was also stand up for what's good for Canadians and stand against pandering to the provinces.
Honorable member. Order. The honorable member for Carlton.
Blind trust. What the Prime Minister is asking of taxpayers is that they blindly trust him, that he can spend a great fortune, amass enormous debts, set on track permanent and growing deficits, and trust that no one will ever have to pay for it. Canadians do not have inherited. They know that budgets don't balance themselves. Will he tell them the real cost that his taxes will impose on everyday Canadians after the election?
Prime Minister.
For 10 years, Mr. Speaker, the member opposite and the Conservative government under Mr. Harper kept giving tax breaks and benefits to the wealthiest Canadians in the hope that would lead to growth and opportunity for all Canadians. Well, it didn't. It failed miserably because under Stephen Harper, Canada had the worst growth record since the Great Depression. We made a different choice to lower taxes for the middle class, to invest in folks who needed our help with things like the Canada Child Benefit, the Guaranteed Income Supplement increase for seniors, the Canada Workers Benefit. These are the things that have made a difference.
Member for Carlton.
Well, isn't it funny to listen to a trust fund baby lecturing Canadians about being too rich? That's right. He says that people who take the bus are too rich and therefore should lose their transit tax credit. Soccer moms and hockey dads, Prime Minister says they're too rich, so he takes away their children's fitness tax credit. At the same time, he forces the taxpayer-funded nanny. Increasing if he got reelected.
The honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we see proof that the Conservatives simply don't understand that low-income families don't benefit from tax breaks because they don't pay taxes. We have moved forward on investing directly in low and middle-income families with the Canada Child Benefit that will actually directly benefit them. We have lifted hundreds of thousands.
I asked the Honorable Opposition House Leader. I'd ask the Honorable Opposition House Leader and others, order. To come to order and not to be yelling when someone else has the floor. Order. The Honorable Prime Minister has the floor. For a few seconds.
Mr. Speaker, but non-refundable tax breaks do not benefit low-income families. That is why we changed their way of sending tax breaks to millionaire families and instead give the money directly to the families who needed it.
Ooh. Well,
Did he say that Canadians don't pay taxes?
All I gotta say to Trudeau is,
friends in
Get any
code.
audio?
How's it going?
now, you guys do know he put down every Canadian person in
Amish, how's
there.
it going? Jimmy Woods. Sorry.
Our Constitution doesn't talk about the people. It talks about territories, provinces. So when he says that he's not going to bow to the provinces, he's talking about the people. He's not bowing to the people.
Recap why we're here. SNC-Lavalin is accused of over $100 million of fraud and bribery, accused of stealing over $100 million from among the poorest people in the world. Instead of going to trial, the company convinced the Prime Minister to change the criminal code, allowing alleged corporate criminals to get off of a trial by signing a deal to apologize and to do it again. The Prime Minister passed that in an omnibus bill and then demanded his Attorney General extend such a deal against the earlier decision of the top prosecutor. She refused, so he fired her. She spoke out, so he kicked her out and shut down the numerous parliamentary inquiries into the matter. Since then, he has told us, wait for the ethics commissioner to issue his verdict. And so we all waited, assuming that when that verdict came, we'd all be able to hear about it right here in the ethics committee. Here today, we will decide if, in fact, that will happen. We know that there's a lot more to this story. The ethics commissioner has not been able to tell. At least 9 witnesses were prevented by the Trudeau government from telling their full story because of a government-imposed gag order under the guise of cabinet confidentiality. There are many mysteries that we need to unravel in this matter, and only by hearing witnesses can we do so. One of them is this famous 9,000 jobs claim. You know, most of SNC-Lavalin's jobs in this country are for construction work done in this country. They're going to be building a north-south transit project here in Ottawa. Well, they can't build that in Hong Kong or in Munich and then drop it out of a helicopter on the nation's capital. That work will have to be done here. The headquarters must stay in Montreal until the year 2024, according to a loan agreement with the Quebec pension plan. The CEO of the company said that the company is not moving anywhere, and we know that leaving Canada would not exempt the company from prosecution or conviction. So we tried to ask the government where this claim about jobs has come from. In fact, Ms. May asked some of the best questions on this matter. He asked Mr. Wernick, in the public interest then, Mr. Wernick, in preparing advice to cabinet, what work did you do to assess the threat of jobs? Did you look at the commitments made to the government of Quebec not to move the headquarters as mentioned? Did you look at the current financial status of SNC-Lavalin? Did you, in fact, have an independent assessment of whether there would be any impact on jobs from a decision to proceed to the Director of Public Prosecutions had decided to proceed? Response, no, because the file was entirely in the carriage of the then Minister of Justice. Currently, the Justice Department now does jobs assessments. Gerald Butts had a different story when Ms. May asked the same question. He asked, is there any evidence that jobs were actually going to be at stake by letting this go through the courts and letting the independent Director of Public Prosecutions and the Attorney General do their jobs? Gerald Butts, I can't recall anything specific. He also said, my understanding from the department, that the jobs claim was his understanding from the Department of Finance briefings. But I have to say it's been a long time. So now we're claiming that the Department of Finance has proof of this 9,000 jobs claim. So let's turn over to the Finance Minister. Well, in the Ethics Commissioner's report, I quote, when asked if he, Morneau, or his office had undertaken a study or analysis of the economic impacts of the Director of Public Prosecution's decision, Morneau testified that none had been conducted. And then a reporter on March 7th asked the Prime Minister the following question. Both Mr. Wernick and Mr. Butts testified they had no direct evidence that 9,000 potential job loss. Did you have any evidence of 9,000 jobs being lost? Response, we had heard representations from various sources, including the company itself, that this was an issue of deep concern to them and that it could potentially have consequences as dire as the company having to leave Canada altogether. Now, you notice he didn't provide any evidence, but he did claim that the company might leave the country altogether. Well, let's turn to the Ethics Commissioner's reports on that. Top Trudeau advisor, Mr. Bouchard, notes from the same October 23rd, 2018 meeting with senior officials of the Privy Council office show that they also discussed SNC's board of directors' potential plan to move the corporate headquarters, but the Caisse de dépôt et placement de Québec would not let that happen. In other words, Mr. Trudeau's office knew in October, months before he made the claim that the headquarters would leave, that that eventuality was impossible. So given that this was not about jobs, the most important question I want to ask is what motivated this? What on God's green earth would compel a prime minister to pass a law at the request of one company, exempting corporate criminals from prosecution, put pressure on his attorney general to overturn his top prosecutor, and then fire her when she refused to do so, given that it was not about jobs? We know that SNC-Lavalin gave $100,000 of illegal donations to the Liberal Party. We know they swarmed Parliament Hill and the PMO with lobbyists. There was a revolving door between this government and SNC-Lavalin. We need to know the real motive for helping protect this company.
And bam.
Bam! Bam!
STM, how's it going?
Did you get our messages, OG?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. There. This is done.
All right. Friends and Code, you still kicking around?
He can join in too if he wants on the panel.
Yeah.
He's kicking. It's always
All right.
nice having him on.
Bam!
To have the Prime Minister of the country to be found guilty of breaking the law, to aid very, very powerful people in writing a piece of legislation that existed only for that company. It was written for one purpose, to get them a get out of jail card. And then to have a campaign involving so many key people in the Liberal government to put pressure on the Attorney General and the independent prosecutor is not acceptable. Either we have the rule of law in this country or we don't. And that's what the fundamental question is. So for the Prime Minister to invoke the Mark Zuckerberg defense, which is, hey, thanks a lot for finding me guilty, I'm just going to blow you off. Mark Zuckerberg may get away with that because he lives in another jurisdiction and he's a gazillionaire. But Justin Trudeau cannot blow off the Ethics Commissioner of Canada. If he wants to do that, then he needs to come back and bring a law in that says he's no longer bound by any laws. But right now he's bound by the Conflict of Interest Act and he's been found guilty. We see that there's a pattern of interference by his office and the Privy Council that interrupted 9 potential witnesses to give testimony. We need to know who those 9 witnesses were. We need to know how extent was the interference and the obstruction in the work of the Ethics Commissioner, because the Ethics Commissioner reports to us. It is our job to go back to Parliament whenever there's a problem with lobbying, the work of the Privacy Commissioner, the work of the Information Commissioner, the work of the Ethics Commissioner. When their work is being interfered with for political purposes, it is our job to put our partisanship aside and say, we have to have a standard that all parliamentarians should meet, and the Prime Minister has failed to meet this. So I'm asking, Mr. Chair, that you have the power to ask the Commissioner to report to us. I would like you to see you exercise that. He has to report to us. This is his job. Any attempt by the Liberals to stop that will be a pattern of continuing the interference and the obstruction in the fundamental principles of the parliamentary system.
You still with us, Tulls?
Oh, of course I am.
Tempeh is here.
I am here.
Welcome,
Hey.
Tempeh.
Hey, Tempe.
And Betsy is here.
YouTube watcher Betsy, how's it going? Hit that like button, please. Auditron.
What up, Parliament?
How's it going?
Hello, Tals. Hello, Tank Boy News. All these educated people in one place. Oh my goodness, I can barely contain myself.
I can hear the sarcasm.
No, I'm actually seriously
Joe
excited
Cool.
to actually be able to have an intelligent discussion.
Hey,
You know,
James.
it's not
snap.
sarcasm.
Joe Cool is here.
Oh, Joe Cool. Now let the sarcasm begin.
Fuck everybody, hide the dope. Joe Cool's here. Quick, somebody get in the closet.
Oh, man. Too funny.
What's up, OG World Order? How are you?
I'm kicking. Still trying to get over the camp thing. And
Right.
how we're letting these fucking pieces of shit back into fucking Canada. It blows my mind.
I just caught the tail end of the guy speaking. Are you referencing what he's talking about?
I'm talking about them letting people that left to go fight for ISIS.
Yeah.
They're letting them come back into Canada with open arms.
Oh yeah, like they supported ISIS. Come on back, right?
Yeah.
Like come on back to Canada.
Yeah.
All good, all good. Yeah.
That's fucked up to me.
I hear you. I hear your sentiment.
So
hey, let me ask you a question. I mean, I think it's pretty fucked up, just in overall sight of it all. But I mean, like, what's a parliament? I mean, what the hell's a parliament? I don't know what that is.
Congress.
Huh?
It would be the equivalent of the United States Congress.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Tank Boy. Yeah. Oh, so you mean you guys have a legislature?
Right. Well, not a legislator, but like a body of parties that fight together to gain control, kind of thing.
But so
like
Congress is
liberals, Republican, those kind of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but I know Congress is the legislative branch of the U.S. government. So if Parliament is like is like Congress, then they're kind of legislative, you know.
Well, they're different parties, right? That they go to the same room and then they discuss what their agreements are, disagreements are, what they want to invoke, what they don't want to invoke, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. And then there's a speaker.
I kind of hear what you're saying. In other words, you guys don't have a 3-branch form of government.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
No, we don't have it like yours.
I feel you on that, and that could be an issue. But yes, that's it's harsh. It must be difficult. I'm glad that we have this moment to speak about it. Good to see all of you.
Just give me a second here. I'm just trying to just even some of the laws in Ontario that I've been aware to lately. It's just kind of sickening to know that anybody would pass this kind of shit. And we've talked about it. I've beaten it to the ground, and most of my I call them podcasts, so streams, I guess.
The yards.
Yeah.
Scrapyard.
The panels of our lives.
The panels of life.
Panels, baby.
I took that from OG. I asked him what would be the best way to describe some panels. He's like, panels of our lives.
Fucking awesome. Oh shit.
I wish I would have thought of that. Fuck, I wish I would have thought of that. That was funny that night. I laughed so hard.
I'm gonna just get the last video out of the way, and then I'm gonna look in a special place for another one.
My question is, I mean, you guys don't have three parts to your government like we do out here, like OG. Like, how do you balance the judicial with the legislative and the executive? How does that get balanced out? I don't understand it.
They violate you, then you have the choice to take it to the Supreme Court of Canada. If you don't take it to the Supreme Court of Canada and spend thousands and thousands of dollars, then you just take it dry.
Right.
But if you want to go bankrupt and spend so much money to take it to the Supreme Court of Canada, then, you know.
I'm going to have to research Canadian law
now.
Now that I'm making my head want to spin. I'm wondering
do you
more
want,
about you guys.
Do you want the Canadian Charters of Rights and Freedoms?
I mean, I've seen it, but I mean,
it says on the paper.
Well, does it? What is? How would I benefit from it? Does it detail how the executive branch? How does your laws get enforced if there's just a parliament? I don't understand that.
They pass them and the cops do them.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
They're just made up fucking laws. There's some laws that I would have never voted for, like having my kids not have rights in fucking school. If I say, hey, I don't want my kid to be a fucking, if my kid comes home and says, hey, I'm Johnny and I want to be fucking Susie, and I said, okay, well, just wait a second here, like, let's talk and let's understand this, and maybe we can wait till you're 18, till you're better aware of yourself and what you're about to do, and your life changes, and if you still want to do it, I accept that and I'll be with you 100%. That could get my kid taken away and get me thrown in jail for 7 years.
Right.
You'll never be able to have a kid.
And that's a law. That's a fucking law. That's not even a joke. That's a law in Ontario. So that's
what's the law? What's a law?
What I just said. If I don't agree with my kid changing genders, that's a form of child abuse, and I could have my kid taken away. And
we're talking about young children too.
Yeah,
young children that have no idea what life is even about. No, you know what I mean? And then they're teaching kids to be this way in school.
Okay.
So they're learning it from the school, adapting to it from the school, and then as time goes on, they start talking about it more with their mother and father. And then, as a parent the parent should sit their child down and talk to them and say, here's the risks, here's the benefits, here's the pros and cons. You can't even do that, because as soon as you do that and you try to parent your child, you're screwed, because now you're
child abuse.
That's what it is. There's a case going through the Supreme Court of Canada right now over it. The guy's got federal charges on him. He's never allowed to have his kids again, see his kids, and it all stemmed from the mother. It all stemmed from the mother saying, "I think that you're a boy," and then the child was like, "Well, me too," you know. You know how impressionable kids are.
Well, yeah, but you have a federal court system there, right?
That goes with the government.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
3 years. It's taken them 3 years to get the docket. So
what's different about the American? What's different about the American federal system and the Canadian federal system? I'm just curious.
You guys have backup plans to your plans.
I know it's a hard question because I don't even know the answer to it. So
you guys have fail safes in your fail safes.
What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean?
You guys have fail safes in your fail safes to protect the people, so the people get protected 10 times more. There's always a backup plan to protect the people. In here, if we get a dirty, grimy fucking person that gets voted into office, or put into office, or falls into office, whatever, however it works, and that person wants to just make chaos in the world, they can just go through this shit and pass it through.
Yep.
The only one that can stop them right now is the Queen.
It's a shitstorm, it sounds like, and I'm going to shut my mouth now. But I am interested, OG World Order, in learning more about Canadian law now, just because of this stream. So thanks for thanks for sharing.
Yeah, the only one that can stop our government is the Queen of England.
I wouldn't say That's weird. That's a weird statement. The only one that can stop our government is the Queen of England.
Yeah, she's
Stop
the
our
only
government.
one that can close them
Canada
down
is
and
designed.
stop them from doing what they're
We
doing.
worship the Queen. That's what we're for. That's all we're for. We're here for the Queen. That's all Canada is. We were a colony that was broken off, set off, and stemmed out. We kicked out all the Native Americans, burned their villages down. We said, this is our land. This is where the Queen's Guards go. And then in time, we stopped. It's why we're able to be drafted. The military can come to your door and be like, hey, you, let's go. And away you go. Off to war you go. No matter what you feel, want, wish, do, whatever. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Joe, your government won't stop our government because your left is with our government.
This is gonna probably get me a thing, but I'll do it for the greater good of humanity.
What?
Sacrifice.
It's gonna get you a hard on. He's gonna get a Woody, guys.
Ontario, Canada, our neighbor
Oh,
to
a
the north,
copy.
has a law giving the government power to take children away from their families if the parents do not accept the child's chosen gender identity. It basically makes it a form of child abuse. This follows a 2012 law that barred homeschooling families from teaching their children that homosexuality is a sin. Opponents fear these laws have wide-ranging effects on religious freedom. Here to discuss, our Executive Director of Catholics and Alliance for the Common Good, and Christopher Hale, and a Senior Pastor of First Baptist Church and a Fox News contributor, Dr. Robert Jeffress. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Dr. Jeffress, I want to get your reaction to this first. A lot of strong reaction on either side of this.
Yeah, look, this shows the hypocrisy of liberalism. You know, liberals are the ones who decry conservatives for not believing in science. And yet when it comes to this issue of gender, it is the liberals who are denying science. A person's gender is not a matter of feeling, it's a matter of biology. And when you have a child confused about his or her gender, that child ought to be treated with compassion, with counseling. But as the American College of Pediatricians has said, to subject that child to hormonal or even surgical procedures to change his gender, well, that is child abuse. And that's what these Canadians are engaging in. It is pure, unadulterated child abuse.
All right, you've got some strong opinions there. Okay, Christopher, what do you think? What's your reaction?
Well, we have to realize that religious liberty is a critical, crucial, fundamental part of Western democracy. And I'm not sure the Canadian law here respects that. That being said, I think it's also important for the Christian community, the faith community, to reconsider the question of gender. Sex is a biologic reality. Gender is more complicated. So I think it's really important for the church community that we really look at these questions of sexuality and gender again and reconsider again. But this law goes way too far. We shouldn't take away children from their parents because their parents don't conform to this way of life.
Well, Christopher, you know, does gender identity supersede religious beliefs? I mean, is that where we're going?
Well, you know, the job of the state is to protect every individual's liberty, freedom, and equality. I think these questions get more complicated as we go on. For example, if a religious tradition said that we are going to discriminate based on other attributes of a person, their race, etc., that gets more questionable. And the state does have a right to step in to ensure the equality and freedom of each individual in their country. But these are complicated matters. As a progressive, I want to see Democrats going forward, seeing how we can put forward a progressive agenda while respecting the consciences of each individual in the state and their religious traditions.
And Dr. Jeffress, what do you say?
Lauren, I want our audience to imagine that I go down to the Social Security office and I say, I want my benefits now. They look at my birth certificate and they say, well, you're only 60 years old. I say, well, I feel like I'm 65 and you've got to pay me. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And God's plan for gender is clear in the Bible. God created them male and female. He didn't create them male, female, and question mark. And whenever we go against God's ordained plan, we're going to have chaos. And that's what this gender confusion idea is creating. It's creating chaos. And again, let me say, people who are confused by their gender, we ought to treat them compassionately, lovingly. We should not allow them to be exploited by secular progressives who have a bigger agenda, and that is to eliminate the God-given distinction between the sexes.
But, you know, Dr. Jeffress, what if people don't believe in biblical faith? You know, should we be able to just look at science to decide is sexual identity is an objective truth or subjective reality? I mean, if some people don't actually have biblical faith, Dr. Jeffress?
You're right. This is a truth that it applies to all people, regardless of what they believe about the Bible. And just as I said, is age a matter of feeling? Who says what age is, if it's a matter of feeling or is it a matter of fact? This is scientific fact that there are males and females. Yes, there are some natural aberrations in biology among a few percentages of people for whom that is not true, but the general consensus is God has created people male and female, and when you go against that truth, you're going to have chaos in society.
All right, I want to thank you both, Dr. Robert Jackson and Christopher Hale, for being here.
Hey,
thank you.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
I was just looking. I saw that you guys have a constitution. Canada has a constitution that was enacted in 1867 called the British North American Act, right? No. The Charter of Rights is a Constitution Act of 1982. It's actually a second piece
but they
of
don't
law.
Abide by it.
Yeah.
It was pushed out the Charter.
That's a different subject. That's a different issue, whether they abide by it or not. I'm just bringing up the fact that there's different constitutions. That's all I'm saying, is that they have different constitutions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying they don't abide by it, so it's not.
Okay.
Like
but here, I'm trying to clear something up so I can have a better understanding for Canadian law, right?
Okay.
You guys have a parliament which acts like a legislator. Then you have like your executive branch also, plus a monarchy, right? Does the monarchy act like a judicial branch or something like that? Is that how that works? I don't.
What happens is that you have to take things to a federal level. You're not automatically given it. So they violate you, then you go broke, go bankrupt, lose your family, lose your home, lose your kids, go insane, get admitted to a hospital, and then by the time you actually get your federal day in court, there's no guarantee that you're going to win.
Okay. Well, one of the highlights here from the CanadaGuide.com is that it says that the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms is nothing more than a section which is contained within the Constitution Act of 1982, which came out of the Parliament. So, and it basically covers all the civil rights. So the Canadian Charter of Rights is actually a section of law contained within a constitution.
But you have to take it to the federal level.
Yeah.
Once it's on, if you're in provincial level, then it's a completely different story. They can violate you provincially all day long.
I'm new at this, dude. So please forgive me for not having all the info. I'm trying to understand Canadian law, like in the short. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Interesting stuff. I mean, OG. I mean, how would you deal with this? I mean, does the legislature's decisions to go ahead and allow or your parliament's decision to allow this type of education in school or this type of treatment to children, does that in any way, shape, or form violate the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms? Does it violate the civil rights of Canadians?
It violates the freedom of religion. That's one.
Well, that's what they're trying to take. Well, here, let's go deeper into that, though. They're trying to take religion out of schools.
They already have. There's no religion
about 20
anymore.
years
you
ago.
don't teach it anymore. And if you and now if you talk about Christianity or anything of that nature, you're getting shit for it.
Okay.
They punish you for it.
If you speak of Christianity, they punish you.
Yes, but you can talk about Islam all you want, meaning they can pray when they have to pray, and they get their own rooms in the schools, and they get their calling to their prayers.
Favoritism, basically.
They don't want to piss off people that are peaceful.
Okay. All I know is I'm going to look into that shit a little deeper, just so you guys know. You got my interest piqued at this point. You guys are my neighbors.
Definitely a lot of information, and we're not so much neighbors. We are joined together. The Canadian Armed Forces helps train the military in the United States. The United States helps Canada get weapons. We work together more than you think. Like the Bloods and the Crips. All the lower end men, they fight and kill each other, but the higher end men sit at the big boy table and decide what's next.
Here, hold on a second. There you go, everybody.
I can't see it. What is it?
It's a link there.
No, I'm just tripping out because according to this website, you guys have there's the most important constitution is the Constitution Act of 1867. It's called the British North American Act, right?
I tried to explain
Why do you guys?
the other night. It says something on paper, but what reality is different.
Yeah.
And Canada, we were once like the United States. We had the right to bear arms.
We lost.
And they took it away piece by piece by piece, just like they're doing in the United States right now. You guys are going to be like us. You're not going to have any rights. If your neighbor calls and says, oh my God, I feel afraid, I feel like he's going to do something, please help. Boom, you're under arrest for disturbing the peace, uttering threats. If you gave him the finger, assault. The definition of assault is an unwanted movement or gesture. That's what they go by. Now, the actual definition of assault is much different, but they go by what they feel it is. It's all about feelings.
Thanks for posting that,
freedom,
OG.
You know?
I hear you. I mean, there's no freedom because the parliament's making all the decisions for the people, right?
Well, what happens with us is that you got all the different parties, right? So in your case, you got like Democrat, Republican, those type of shit like that, right? Well, we got different parties, and those parties sit in the room that you were asking about earlier and argue back and forth, and then the speaker says his piece, and it usually falls by whoever has the most money, whoever's funded the most, they get the say. So whatever the hell they want to do, as long as they can back everything up and come through with it, then that's what they do. They side with that person. Then it's the taxpayers that pay for it. And then they give you what they call like a tax credit back. But what they give you back is only 0.5% of, well, not even 0.5%, like 1.001% of what they're actually making and taking at the same time.
Yeah.
And the United States is going that way right now. I'm watching it do the exact same thing that Canada has. You guys are going through the exact same thing.
Well,
and
how many provinces are there in Canada?
Shit.
I don't want to sit here and read the whole document. That's why I'm asking you guys questions. I mean, I can go study this shit on my own and learn a fucking lot more probably, but I just want to pick your brains.
Holy shit. I think it's about like fucking 10.
10 provinces?
Quebec is trying to branch off into its own country.
Like fucking,
Quebec? Wow.
Yeah, like the what the hell is the Brexit or whatever? How they broke off into their own country kind of thing? Well, that's what Quebec is trying to do. They're trying to break off. And in Quebec, if you speak English and they know that you're a foreigner, you get mistreated left, right, and center. But if you swear allegiance to Quebec and you are solid to them, they look out for you. It's very uniquely weird. Their child tax benefits are different too. Like they pay you one lump sum. So when you get child tax credits in Canada, so let's say you get $800 a month for a couple kids. That $800 a month for 18 years is given to you in one large lump sum in Quebec.
Check it out. Apparently, your federal government can't do everything on its own, and that's why you guys have provinces.
Right.
Which is basically
but it's all
kind of strange. It's pretty fucking weird, actually.
Province had Trudeau just say he's not pandering to provinces, though.
Provinces,
that's why I'm
territories,
saying
and the governor general.
Is different. It's really weird. I know it's weird and confusing to some people, but it's like it says something on paper, but what's actually happening is completely opposite. You know what I mean? And you got to take it to that next federal level and next level. And there's no even a guarantee because sometimes you can be denied. You could be denied for going to the Supreme Court of Canada. That's happened many a times. There's a person on YouTube that used to do these videos, cases that should have gone to the Supreme Court of Canada but never did. Right? And these are cases where people have been violated, cops raping kids, etc. The family's trying to sue them and get them in trouble, but they didn't do it. They just shoved it under the rug and moved the cop to a different area.
Right. I'm sorry for laughing. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, it's nuts.
I'm laughing.
It's almost unbelievable.
Oh my god.
You know?
I'm just tripping out. Yeah, it's like a mirror of American society, but not quite.
All you really got to do.
You're going to be like us if people don't can join together and stand up for the freedoms that they feel that they're entitled to or what they should have. You're going to be like Canada. And
you're basically going to have a fucking Trudeau there. You're basically going to have a fucking Trudeau there ruining your fucking country. Keep Trudeau out of your fucking country.
Okay.
Trudeau in his black face is going to the United States. He's going to be the president. You can see it. It's fucked up, man. When you've studied as much as I have on certain things, and you've pieced everything together, and you've looked at history, the United States is going to be like Canada, and Canada is going to be like North Korea. We're falling. We're absolutely falling. We're free falling.
Just like, I mean, according to history, Canada was founded in 1867, which is 100 years, little less than 100 years after U.S. was founded, right?
Okay.
And so who's trying to be like who? It sounds more like Canada's trying to be like America. How are we going to end up like you guys? Aren't you guys, isn't Canada trying to be like America?
We're a branch off. They got what the United States and the Queen were once together. Like they were once very, very well conjoined. And there was like a massive argument, whatever you want to call it, and it got skipped off. Then we became Canada to protect the Queen from the United States. Then treaties happened where we helped them and helped them with this and helped them with that, and they helped us with this and helped us with that. And then we slowly backed off from being so much as the Queen's Guard. It still is enacted, and we became a society. And that's how it branched out. That's like the real history, not what your schools teach you.
Well, I'm reading. There's this thing called federalism. We have federalism here in America. As you know, we started out as with the Articles of Confederation. Before we had a constitution, we had a firm league of friendship between the colonies. And that's kind of a similar setup to what you guys have, except you guys call them provinces. So there's a lot more similarities. Right, it's just different names, though. Yeah, they're just different names, though, from what I see. Right?
I mean, we were like the United States. We had all the same rights, all the same. Everything was good and go, but they just slowly but surely. It's a chess game. Let's give them this here, take this here. Then the next time we do it, we'll take this from the person that we gave to here, but we'll make it so that we've taken a little bit more away while giving a little bit back. And in time, it just slowly. So it's like taking a cup of water out of one bucket and putting it into the other, but taking a little bit and into the next, and got the other two buckets. But by the time you're done mixing the water, there's 2 buckets full and 2 buckets empty. That's kind of how it just weighs out. Let's give them a little bit here, take a little bit here, give them a little bit here, take a little bit here. But every time they're giving a little bit less and taking a little bit more. It's a psychology game,
Cool. I mean, I appreciate your feedback. I don't want to take up too much time on the show. I know there's other people that will have stuff they want to talk about. So, but yeah,
we're almost done anyways, brother.
Yeah,
it's pretty much. We wanted to keep it. I'm just trying to look for something here. I wanted to throw up.
Mini versions of the federal government. See, now that sucks. This is a key difference. Well, it's actually really not difference. It says that according to that website, the Canadian Guide, the Canada Guide, that these provincial governments are basically structured as mini versions of the federal government. Like, is that how you guys think of it? Like each province is a mini version of your federal government?
Take a look at it this way. If you have, let's say in your country, you have more Democrats in one area.
Well, no, I mean,
Republicans.
Yeah.
The Democrats tend to overrule and get anything they want passed, right? Well, it's the same thing with Canada. So you have portions of that government that have embedded themselves into those areas to help push that forward and get what they want out of it. It's power in numbers. they're doing what I'm trying to teach: power in numbers. You know.
It sounds like you're saying, yeah.
Hold on a second here. I think we forgot something last night. I'm just gonna play quick.
I was fucking high as shit, so there's a good chance I
Yeah,
forgot a lot.
yeah. Don't worry. I think we all forgot this, and I think we're just gonna refresh us, right?
As I have gotten older, I have decided we really need
This is Trudeau,
camps
basically.
for adults. And we need the kind of
Oh, Hillary? Yeah.
well run. I mean, where, you know, none of the serious stuff, none of the, you know, life challenge stuff, more fun. I think we have a huge fun deficit in America. And we need to figure out how to fill that fun deficit, certainly for our kids, but also for the rest of us. You know, we've become, in so many ways, a country that has slowly but surely figured out how to get along with more people from more backgrounds. But there are still differences that we need to get over. You know, I said the other day at an event that, you know, we're much less racist, sexist, homophobic, all of those things. But we sure don't want to spend time with anybody who we disagree with politically. I mean, that is just too stressful. So, you know, maybe mix it up a little bit. You know, you can have the red cabin, the blue cabin, have to come together and actually listen to each other. Wouldn't that be a novel idea? And sort of create, you know, much more open dialogue opportunity, which I would like to see more of in our country.
Yeah. We forgot about that. The camps. Fuck
Right?
that shit.
Fun time camps. Everyone.
Yeah.
It's good. It's so fun, you know.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, all right.
Yep. Yeah. It's gonna be as fun as a driverless car. You know.
Yeah.
See,
Everything.
The difference with Canada stuff. Show me in any of our documents where it says "We the People."
I'm looking.
I'll give you. I'll give you 50 years to find it because you're not going to find it. You'll find provinces, territories, governor general, and queen mentioned a bunch of times.
But I'm saying right here, there's the leader of the political party who wins the most seats in the provincial legislature. How do you guys choose your leaders for the political parties? How many parties do you have?
Well, the Liberals get all the teachers' votes, so that's where they're forced. Okay, I'm gonna drop. I'm a whistleblower now.
Oh my God!
They force
no
you to vote for Liberals if you're a teacher, and if you don't, guess what? They'll bully the shit out of you.
Find ways to fire you, make shit up.
Same with doctors, nurses.
Yeah, you vote Liberal in that thing.
Fucking game of chess, man. It's a dangerous game of chess. I mean, it's not one I.
They forced they forced a hand to vote Liberal. I'm gonna just say to keep their job.
Could you run if you wanted to be the leader of the political party in your province?
For me.
Yeah, you can go door to door and try and get.
He's not part of the indoctrination.
I could, but nobody would. That's how I think the Green Party was founded. Didn't one guy try going? Now he's
not there anymore, and it's Elizabeth May.
Yeah.
How many? So there's like 10 provinces out there. Which one are you in, OG?
Well, hold on, I'm gonna get you the correct number here, just so we're not just. I'm in Ontario.
Okay, Ontario, right on.
We're all three of us are in Ontario.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. No, I was just curious to find out which one of you is going to run for parliament.
Oh my God, Lucifer!
Who's gonna run to be the next provincial legislator there?
the Prime Minister of Ontario. It's going to be OG World Order, baby.
Hopefully.
Come on, I was starting the boots and pants thing.
No way.
Boots and pants.
Oh, there's 10. I was right. There are 10 Canadian provinces with 3 territories to the north.
10.
Mm-hmm.
What are the 10?
I just learned that right now.
I knew there
The
was 5. There was
provinces are in
Manitoba,
alphabetical.
Saskatchewan,
I'm going to tell you
Ontario.
now. Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Labrador, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, and Saskatchewan.
I stand corrected.
Yep.
I thought there were 11.
Didn't we sell Alaska? Wasn't Alaska part of Canada at one point in time?
This is great.
For $1. Sold it for $1.
Yeah. Makes you wonder
Let's ask.
why.
Yeah.
I'm gonna favorite this screen right here though. This is a good website. I gotta highlight this motherfucker right here.
That's right.
I gotta now ask.
There's Leech 598. Oh wait, why is it showing my Spartacus thing when I'm in here under Leech? What the shit?
What's up, Spartacus?
I don't know. I'm in here under Leech 598, but it shows up as Spartacus. Huh?
Dude,
How you
you're
doing?
showing up as Lucifer.
Yeah, I typed that in.
Oh, okay.
That was my original channel.
1867. Oh shit. The U.S. purchased Alaska from Russia.
Yeah, Russia. I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And the 3 territories. The 3 territories are Northwest Territories, none of it, and Yukon.
I ain't having none of it.
In a second. Okay.
That was what? Yellowknife in the Yukon?
No, Northwest Territories, none of it, and Yukon. Yukon, I think, is a town, isn't it?
Get down.
No, not Yukon. Yellowknife. Sorry, Yellowknife. Fuck.
Okay.
Yukon's a territory.
Jesus, Cap.
None of it are like Eskimo people.
Inuits.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's weird because apparently U.S. purchased.
All you have to say is allegedly tank to get out of it.
Wow, that's weird.
What?
Here's the more interesting story.
Oh.
Well, to me, North Carolina is one of the 13 originals, but it's not. If you research North Carolina, it's like the 37th state for some reason. There was some weird shit that went on with North Carolina.
They're
And it's the
changing
37th
history.
state.
They're
Now, this
rewriting
is
history.
Yeah, but this is an actuality of history. This is an actual existence of history, not a change of it.
It's still there?
Where?
Because you'll find that as time goes on, that piece of information will disappear, and then whatever the narrative that they have pushed to be what they want history to be will stay.
No, but there's really a story behind North Carolina and why they're not like the 13th state. I don't remember the story, but it's a true
Well, the
story.
13th. There are 13 colonies, and then there was the Northwest Territory, right? That actually Congress created the Northwest Ordinance, right?
There
it was the national. Yeah, Spartacus, talk to me. Come on, buddy.
This is Sparta.
Talk to me. 300.
You ever did research on all the places that have been bombed in wars? Like the
We're
buildings
falling
that have been
far
bombed?
from topic. Let's talk it.
Well, no, it's
Bombs?
right on the topic. We're right
Who
on
is
the
that?
topic.
Oh, it's Tank Boy.
You ever research the buildings?
Oh yeah,
that have been
he's
bombed in wars?
fucking feisty one. What about bombs?
In countries that we have bombed, you've bombed, everybody's bombed. Have you ever researched the buildings that seriously get hit by these bombs? What the buildings were,
Nope.
what was inside of them?
Nope, I haven't done
They're
it.
all history, real history, historic facts of that nation or that era and other countries. And shit
Right,
like
to
that.
destroy their image, their existence.
Exactly. They're destroying history right in front of your eyes and blaming it on terrorism. Then they're rewriting it.
Well,
That's
it is
what happened in
terrorism.
Canada.
It's just us doing
What
the
happened.
terror.
Exactly. We take a peaceful country, we blow it up, we kill innocent women and children, we make the effects last for decades and decades and decades to come. And then we rewrite the history and put it in the light that we want to put the light on. I'm not saying we as in me. I'm saying we as in them.
Yeah, leave me out of that. I'm German Irish.
It's fucking trippy ass fucking concept, you know.
Okay, well, on that note, since we have a German here, we gotta go. I'm just joking.
German Irish.
We're adjourning until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
That's right. Till the Fourth Reich rises.
My old lady's German, so.
On the dawn of the next full moon, the Fourth Reich will come into existence. We're going to get the train car back out.
Public schools and take the education level that they've had in public schools, and you take people that have learned things from like elder people, and you'll have a complete learn.
What? What did you say?
Learnt.
Learnt.
No, you take people that have grown up in public schools and learned from public schools. I say learn with quotation. Then you take people that have learned from elders, people that have actually passed on knowledge from history. You'll have two different versions. Then you'll have the elders being able to prove their point, but you can't have anything being proven while you're learning in a public school. Do you not find that weird?
I'm trying to learn about Canada.
Oh,
okay.
Did you tell I think I got a copyright for that the anthem. You know how we played the anthem?
The anthem. Was it the old version before they changed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This much I do know.
So,
for hundreds of years, the rulers of all conquered territories used to meet and decide the fate of the so-called map. So why is it such a conspiracy theory to think that still goes on?
There's the government you see, and then there's the government that you don't see.
Yeah.
And then there's
Right.
the all-seeing eye.
I hear that one, Tank Boy.
Then there's the all-seeing eye of Talls.
Oh my god, and the alien trying to fucking bite it. Get off him, alien! Damn alien.
Is that what that is? I never
My
could
little gremlin.
figure out what
Yeah,
that
My
is.
little alien, little green gremlin Martian dude.
You sure that's not some
I want to make that picture talk.
you sure that's not the thing from
My name's
Lord of the
Cal
Rings
Cooper,
trying
and
to
I don't
steal his
give a
ring?
fuck.
you know what the crazy thing is? In my YouTube, when I have it pulled up, it doesn't show. It doesn't show Spartacus.
That's because I figured out how to be invisible.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't because I'm under Leech 598.
Oh.
And his name on the screen is Lucifer Morningstar.
See, that was my original YouTube channel name, and I have 7 subscribers, and I got one of them like 2 weeks ago.
Uh-oh, there was a treaty written in French, apparently dealing with Alaska.
Fuck, they don't even teach French anymore. You have to request that class. Used to be they.
Well,
don't you have
French
to pay
and
for
English.
it?
You have to pay for it too.
Right? Interesting.
Well, here's a bigger oddity. I've been live twice in the last 2 months, and StreamYard is telling me I've used up my time. And here's another fucking
get drunk?
funny thing.
Pass out. I've done
No,
that.
I didn't pass out. But I did get drunk, but I didn't pass out. But here's the other thing. When I went to join a stream last week, a thing popped up on my screen and said your StreamYard's limits are low, like they were charging me for the minutes to be on a panel.
No, it doesn't work. You don't have to do that. It won't do that. It'll tell
But
you.
if you want to send me some money,
it'll tell you that you're low, but it won't. It won't use your minutes to be on somebody else's stream.
Shit, I don't know if anybody was watching.
I will charge you money to be on this stream and every other stream on StreamYards. Just take my Cash App information.
I'll have to borrow the money to give it to you.
Right.
He's so poor. He's like me. He's got to jerk the dog off to feed the cat. You know.
No, I'm poor as fuck.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Shit. Damn.
I got in an argument earlier. See, I was in We the People's live stream because she was in a city council meeting going to talk about, the flag violations. And I was taking shit. Some Lisa woman's like, you donate money to all the guys, but Lisa's dog needs. I was like, I gave Lisa $100 What do you want from me? Did you give $100? Well, you should give more. Like, I'm fucking out of a job and broke. I've been fucking out of a job for a month. I'm like, what do I got to do? A video every time I donate money to somebody for shit? I mean, I gave Audiotron 85. I actually doxed myself in that damn habeas corpus one. I put
Hey, that was you?
in. Yeah, that was me. I doxed myself.
Are you Doug?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to get a hold of you to take it down, so my real name wasn't there, but they took it down for me. So
They sure did. Everything got fucking ripped. Yeah.
Like, I give them money all the time. I'm in there taking shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, now I'm broke. Is anybody donating money to me? No.
Hold on a second. Can I tell you something? Who you donate money to is your fucking business, and who you want to donate to. If somebody's going to come up and say, hey, why aren't you donating for me? You're donating to these people. You know what? That's not their money.
Well, here's the
That's
thing.
your money. That's your hard work fucking money.
Last time I did a live stream, dude, and I wasn't talking shit about Chris Powers. I said I just find it funny. It's like everybody's trying to get Chris money for the Rockwall 4, and I'm like, I gave $400 that day, and everybody's giving Chris money back. You know, I donated money for that shit. I'm not asking for the shit back. You know, and then now Chris ain't talking to me. Somebody must have said something to him, but I wasn't talking shit about him. I was thinking it's just funny
that
that
premarital splat, didn't you?
right now I'm like, there's a whole, we got to get Chris's money back. Like, I gave money too, motherfuckers. And then Lisa was like, well, you gave $400 to Otto, and they went and blew it on beer and shit. And I'm like, no, I donated the money for this. As much as I think the chalk thing is stupid.
I don't think that Otto drinks.
Yeah, I mean, she was.
I've never seen him drink, and I've been watching him for a long time. Since he was much calmer than he is right now.
Yeah, well, you know, she was giving me shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, you give money to the guys. Yeah, because I'm a sexist.
You know what? Well, no, it's because it's your money. It's your fucking money. It's what you want to do with your money is nobody else's fucking business.
What you want to do with your money, your life, whatever you do,
you know what?
Yeah.
Nobody's business.
I don't have any money to do anything with now.
Everybody likes to stick their nose in everybody's business.
It's not even my business now because I don't even have any money. I'm like living off my change fucking jar right now.
I miss the day where people mind their own business until shit hit the fan, and then they either helped or got involved.
The internet ruined that.
It's all the division. Everybody's divided.
What the fuck? All right, anyway.
Left, right, up,
I might go live
colors.
tomorrow night. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, brother.
I mean, I don't do it that often, but I got to go in there so my trolls can come in and piss. I'm going to try. My goal is to not let the fuckers get. The only thing that gets to me is when they fucking, oh, you got a dishonorable discharge. No, the motherfucking honorable discharge is hanging right upstairs. You know, I got a letter of commendation. I got a couple meritorious masks. Yeah. Ooh, Doug, he's dishonorable Marine, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Fuck you. That's the only thing that pisses me off. They can say, what? Oh, he drinks and smokes 4 packs of cigarettes. No, I don't. This is the first time. I didn't even drink New Year's Eve, for fuck's sake. This is the first time I've drank in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but see, that they're right there, what you're saying, they're living in your head.
Well, that's
I go to the point. I go to the point where I have nothing to even think about if somebody says something about me. You know what? The thing is, you can say whatever you want, man. I know my own fucking life. I know how I'm living it, and nobody's ever gonna know my truth unless they're living in my fucking shoes. So.
Well, see, that one gets to me because that's the only thing I consider that I've done notable in my entire life is that I'm a fucking United States Marine, and then them pieces of shit got to go in there. And
hey, man.
There's people in there that don't know me, and they're like, oh, this guy must be a fake fucker, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, years ago when I actually was a drunk and I was drinking 5 or 6 gallons of whiskey a month, I used to go in chat rooms during the Afghanistan, Iraq shit, you know, just to talk with my so-called brothers in arms, and every one of them shit on me. Every one of them. Oh, you're just a phony. You're a fake. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I put my social security number in that chat room. I'm like, look me the fuck up. And the whore that was running the thing, she wasn't even a vet. She was like a fucking groupie. She's like, is that your social security number? I'm like, yeah, it is. Anybody wants to steal my fucking identity, she's going to give it back the next fucking day. When they start getting letters from the IRS, they'll be like, no, sorry. That's not me.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pugface does the same thing, buddy, with the music channel, and he comes on and just plays and talks and has a panel and that too.
Hey, DSS.
What's up, guys? I'm
Type
trying to be
in chat.
quiet. Huh?
Type in chat.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Just so you guys know, I can see. I'm seeing all the lurkers.
Say it ain't so. Lurkers? What are you lurking for? Say hello! Don't be a whore! Hey, I don't care if people lurk. Wait, this isn't even my stream. What the fuck? I don't think OG cares if people lurk.
Well, man, enjoy it, man.
This is the
Oh my
Canadian
god, I
stream.
thought this was my stream. What the fuck? I gotta stop smoking. What the hell's really going on?
There you go.
No, you guys are good.
Yeah,
We've got some
wrench
good
now.
people. There's good people in here. I think it's interesting. I mean, I think you guys have shed a lot of light on what's going on. You know, as far as Canada law and stuff, and also your input and your involvement in the community. I'm starting to get a clearer picture, dude, of why you guys are so interested in this community. You know, there's a lot of interesting.
I gotta say this much: it's because shit is fucked up and stuff universally.
Okay.
I think it's just because they all want to be me.
Hey, Nick Power. Hey, Tony. Thanks for coming back. Hey, Jima Payam.
Even right here, I can't see the chat, so I just assume it's just 6 of us talking. So I don't know about the 27 other people that are gonna come on my live stream 2 nights from now and go, "Oh, you're a broke ass piece of shit with tape on your steering wheel and you fucking get." Yeah.
Do you know how many
you're
veterans
just
are
coming in,
homeless
just hit the
and
like
have
button,
lost
please.
everything?
DSS, you have your wrench back. I forgot. I gave my fucking. I gave my mods the wrenches back, and so welcome back to the family.
Well, I appreciate that, OG, and I want you to know you never lost yours in my channel, and if you did, let me know. Because like I said, my family is my family, and I've got information to give you on the private chat. And I'm not saying the private chat here, I mean the private chat me and you have outside of this. So if you feel the need or the necessity to make phone calls on my behalf using my actual name, you can use that. You can do that if you so choose to spend that money on the long distance phone call.
You can do it.
You can do it. It's
Hey, DSS, I put a new video up. It's pretty much.
Boss, deplane.
It's pretty much a McDonald's advertisement.
No dick pics.
That voice sounds very familiar, Lucifer, but I don't know the name Lucifer, but I do know the voice. Spartacus, Jim the Trucker. What's up, my brother?
That's not Jim the Trucker.
I stopped and did a cop watch.
Jim the Trucker.
I caught the last
That's not Jim the Trucker.
I'm only 211. That's all. That's all it is. It's 211.
Lucifer.
Lucifer Morningstar here. How are you?
It is.
No, that's fucking Tank Boy.
Yeah.
Tank Boy's a voiceover artist. He loves voiceovers.
Dude, I love that show, man. I'm behind a little bit on it, but I watch that shit all the time. I find it funny. I find it funny that the devil's a British man.
I think
Are you not also Spartacus 1775 and Jim the Trucker? My old lady's over here trying to argue with me that you're not.
No, I'm not.
Jim the Trucker is a different person.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Hey, everyone.
I'm Leech.
So Spartacus is definitely not Jim the Trucker.
Yeah.
Jim the Trucker is someone completely different.
Anyways, guys,
he's actually working.
DSS.
Well, damn.
If you want me to give you a shout on Skype, there I will.
Definitely, if you really want to take the time to make the phone calls and cuss out the sorry sons of bitches that work for me, that work for you, that work for Spartacus over here, that work for fucking everybody else in America that we pay the tax money on,
But I thought
that
he
is
was
fine.
Jim the Trucker.
I'm confused over here. I'm a little intoxicated, but I thought that Leech 5998 and Spartacus 1775 and Jim the Trucker was all the same person, but apparently I am uneducated.
Hey, sometimes when I'm really broke, I'm
They were
Julie
married
the
one
Trucker.
time.
Yeah. Both drive trucks, ex-husbands, but they're okay.
Right, and on the weekends,
I was pretty fast on that bowl, wasn't I, buddy?
Y'all gotta make me feel some type of special when I come in this chat, and if y'all don't do it, Mommy of Many most definitely will, because apparently I'm uneducated and uninvolved.
hey, on the weekends, I'm Julie the trucker.
You're Julie the trucker. How much do you charge per hour, or do you sell your dick by the pound?
Uh-oh. We're going to have to do a welfare check on DSS.
Don't do it, don't shoot him. I've seen how it plays out.
Yeah. This is
I have
not
to
going
sell
to end
mine
well.
by the gram.
They will protect and serve you to death.
OG World Order, I'm going to bow out. Thanks a lot for the stream, guys.
Thank you for coming on, man.
You're
I
welcome.
always appreciate having you on.
Later, Auditron.
Later, Tron.
Bye, Tank Boy.
Have a
Why the fuck you gonna run now that I showed up on the panel, Auditron? I'm not gonna let you
We've
go.
already been on here way too long.
Oh,
We're gonna get a little Pikachu to reach over and grab him. What the hell?
Pika, smoke a bowl with you.
Oh my
Holy
God,
shit.
let's have a bomb.
You guys, a midget just appeared from the clouds and grabbed my cock. And
Fuck, we got one leg. I love
he's
one
got
leg.
it. I'm being swung around by my penis by a midget from the clouds. Oh my God, DSS, call him off. Call him off.
DSS, tell me tomorrow I'll give you a ring on Skype.
All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Love,
cool.
respect. Take care.
We could talk for an hour.
Have a safe night.
I'm talking to you, baby.
What?
Tomorrow I'm gonna give you a ring on Skype. I'm free during the day.
A big diamond.
All right, that is cool by me. Maybe I'll be sober in that time frame because tonight I done had it to 11. Oh, OG.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, be free at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, I'll be free.
It is very, 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 very fucking important. And for everybody in the chat, everybody that is listening, Hulk smash the like button.
Thank you very much.
Well, part of the reason why I said be free tomorrow at 1:30 is because of Hulk smash the like button.
That could be the name of the.
That's all I'm saying.
You fix it.
Any party I've ever thrown, that's the only fucking stipulations. You break it, you fix it. Or you got to learn how to suck dick real good.
I didn't quite break it, but apparently when I didn't quite break it, but apparently when I came on, I shut the stream down. So
No.
smash the like button.
I was getting ready to go. I wanted to be an hour tonight, and I went an hour and 27. So I was gonna cut it a little bit ago.
You gotta give that extra half hour, that extra half an inch, that extra half a centimeter or millimeter, whatever you got you packing. Give it that extra half.
I'm hung like a gerbil.
I did.
I'm fucking proud of it, man.
Yeah. But everybody in the chat, thank you. Have a good night. Lots of respect to everybody. Make sure to go check out Take Boy News. Make sure to check out Fuck DSS, Auditron. Who else we have here? Go check out Two Straight.
Snowflake wants to know if you can post the link.
Go ahead, Gary.
He can't though.
Oh, and I'm not just Fuck DSS. Fuck DSS is the short version.
What do you want? And I'll look it up and find it posted.
Fuck DSS is the short version. Fuck DSS in the face with a cactus is the true version.
Whoa.
Go ahead, Gary Snowflake, post it.
Say it ain't so.
In the face with a cactus repeatedly.
You probably made a video about us, for fuck's sake.
I did.
That'd be so funny. I would love that.
I hope I'm on the wall going.
That would be fucking awesome.
Please. I'm gonna laugh.
That was actually my Christmas broadcast.
I would laugh so hard. Jesus, I'd fall.
That was actually my Christmas broadcast to the world. Fuck DSS in the face with a cactus. Repeatedly. Over and over until they get the point. And not the cactus needle point, but the whole cactus blunt tip.
Post it, Gary. You're a mod right now.
Post it, buddy, and we'll put it on here.
No, he's colorblind. He can't tell that it's blue.
Yeah,
play it?
when you
Can I
fuck a
play
cactus,
it?
you don't need no lube. You need lots of prayers and lots of healing.
No.
You look at the nearest cactus. You go find the nearest, biggest
Oh, I
cactus
can't
to
play it
you,
on here.
and
I
imagine
can't play
that
it
going
on
up
here,
your
but
ass, and
it's
swear to
good.
God, you'll drop to your knees and
One
pray
second.
for God.
Here you go, guys.
I gotta look then.
Here, it's on Discord.
I don't care if the cactus is 3 inches around. You add in the needles, and I swear to God, you will be praying to somebody that nobody ever fucks you in the ass with one.
Thanks, Gary.
I'll go look at it right now.
I don't think I can play it on here. I'll get this is something that won't be able
You
to.
get fucked in the face with the cactus if you play it on here, OG.
Nick Rewind. Maybe I would be able to play it and not get fucked, but
Is it worth getting fucked in the face with a cactus for, OG? That is my topic of tonight. Yesterday was porcupine butt plugs. Tonight is fuck DSS in the face with a cactus.
I'm gonna get my it's fucking hilarious.
I'm missing something. I know I'm missing it. I'll have to watch this later. Whoa. Slow down, buddy. Take your inhaler. Take your inhaler. Come on. Puff, puff, puff.
Oh, Gary Snowflake is awesome, man. Oh, shit. Tank, you gotta go watch it, man.
Yo, what the fuck? Where did YouTube watchers where did YouTube watchers wrench go?
What?
You unmodded YouTube watcher.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. He was never modded, but he will be modded right now.
He was modded.
No, he wasn't.
It's
You
right
want a
there.
screenshot? I'll send you the fucking screenshot.
Look, it's right there. He's got a wrench, and now he doesn't. What?
Oh, shit. I unmodded the wrong person.
Fuck a wrench. I want to be Ratchet.
Sorry, YouTube watcher.
You're a fucking heavy load, bud. You're a heavy load to bear. What in the hell
A
is
heavy
wrong
load
with you?
to bear. What the fuck you doing fucking bears, man? Like, why you fucking bears? Why you trying to give a bear your load?
There you go, YouTube watcher. Sorry about that, brother.
I see everything, OG.
That wasn't
Oh, shit. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in tonight. I need to go rewatch this a couple times just to get a good laugh.
I am sorry I was late to the party, OG. I mean, like, you know me. When you go live, I am there. I'm fucking sorry I'm late to the party, man.
Late to the party.
Okay. Everybody, good night. Lots of love.
Thank you, everyone, for coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And remember, everybody, don't be like CCW, please. Talk to you later and have a good night. Ciao.
Ciao.